Oh yeah, welcome back. Real quick guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd super appreciate it if you haven't done it already, and let's hop into it. It has been 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't know. It's been a few weeks. And yeah, I needed a break. I needed a break from filming. I needed a break from editing. I also am trying to start to transition into a whole new schedule. So that's tricky, but I just overall needed a break. And now I'm back. Today is gonna be kind of a weird topic because I feel like as a photographer or as a videographer, this is something we run into a lot. And that's the rat race of gear. And especially right now, a lot of it's going on. Everybody needs the newest, greatest, best thing. I'm not against that. I love new stuff. I love great stuff. I love new and great stuff. It's amazing, especially camera gear. But it's tricky. It's hard because as a photographer and as a videographer, it is so easy sometimes to get overwhelmed by all these YouTubers and great photographers and videographers that are getting this new gear that they've worked so long to have, and it just doesn't come overnight. And it's something I constantly have to remind myself of. It can be frustrating. I want a $4,000 or $5,000 camera. I want a $2,000 lens, but the reality is that's not always in my reach. That's not always in a lot of people's reach. And that can be frustrating because a lot of people set these expectations. And I'm not saying expectations are bad, but I'm saying that these expectations to someone who doesn't understand them can be a little damaging. So I'll give you a scenario. Someone who's getting into photography or videography, they want to know what kind of camera or setup to get. Now, you maybe search, how to start a YouTube channel? What gear do I need to have a YouTube setup? And a bunch of these videos will come up. I'll show them right here, whatever. And you start to maybe get a little overwhelmed because maybe your budget isn't $3,000. Maybe it's not $1,000. Maybe it's not even $500. Maybe it's way lower. I think that can be a little devastating to see. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about that today. How gear can cause this creative rut that makes it really hard to create because you feel like you're not good enough without this gear. For so long, I've been a photographer and a videographer that's worked with what I've had. I've never been super ashamed of not having the newest or greatest gear. I've embraced it. I like it a lot of the time. But it also makes my job a little tricky because I understand the demands of the market. I understand that clients now, a lot of the time, want 4K video. They want 120 frames per second. They want really good sound. And that can be demanding with gear. But I think the big thing here is understanding how to make the best of what you've got. For some of us, that may just be our phone. And that can be slightly frustrating because you're looking at what you want to have. Maybe someone like a Pete McKinnon style or a Casey Neistat style. And then you look at your reality and it's on par with the cell phone. But I think that there's a lot of power in that. I think that if you want to start something there, you need to learn how to use that to the best of your ability. So a good example is someone like Mr. Beast. For those of you who don't know who Mr. Beast is, just YouTube Mr. Beast and you'll see he's a YouTube phenomenon. But on top of that, he just started with what he had, which was a crappy webcam camera, and then he moved up to an iPhone. And in an interview with Casey Neistat, he talked about how that iPhone changed his life. Now, just stop right there and think about that. For a lot of people right now, the iPhone is all they have, and it's not good enough. But for Mr. Beast, who is now easily a millionaire, that's all he needed. That's really ideally what I want to hone in on, is if you have an idea and if you have something you want to pursue, whether that be movie making or storytelling in any form or photography, any kind of creative storytelling, really all you need now is a phone. Not even that good of a phone. So many of these phones have pretty decent cameras, and with that you can get some pretty decent software that can make your images look amazing. I know this is a little ranty, and I know this is weird, it's kind of coming out of nowhere. For me, I just wanted to do this because on top of like these past 2 weeks, I've gotten some photography and videography jobs, and it's been great. Again, I've missed it so much with this pandemic. It kind of put everything to a halt. But it made me realize like how badly I wanted new gear. And I looked at myself, and this is the crazy thing, is I can afford it right now. I've been saving up for a while to be able to buy a new camera, buy new lenses, buy a camera cage, all this stuff. But it makes me want to step back and say, is it something I need? Or am I just kind of running the rat race? Am I seeing what everyone else has and I just want that? Will it really be enough when I get it? And I think the answer is no. I think that so many of us get caught up in it. Yeah, I don't know. This isn't as funny. This isn't a funny video today. This is just a like thinking video. I just want people to be encouraged. Like, sometimes it can be so tricky to do what you want to do because we can be such hard critics. Partially because of what other people think, and then partially because that's just who we are. But end of the day, if you want to create something, just create it. Use what you've got. I know that's a really intense like intro back in after 2 weeks, but I feel like it was just something I needed to say, something I needed to get off my chest. Yeah. Alright guys, well, that's all I've got for today. I just want to encourage you guys, if you want to create something. Really all you need is a phone if you want to do YouTube or photography or videography, and YouTube. And you can look up how to do everything you want to do. That being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, please hit like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd super appreciate it. And I hope you guys have an excellent day. I will see you in the next video, which will be next Tuesday. It will be. I took a break and I'm back. We are back. Deuces. My hair is really bad, so I'm sorry about that. I know, I got to get a haircut. I have to. It's rough right now. My beard is bad too.